Alex Hormozi has become the GOAT of online business. His YouTube videos offer anybody free business advice, but getting Hormozi's advice directly can cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But what if we could just train an AI to give it to us for free? That's exactly what I just did. In this video, I'm going to show you how we took thousands of Alex Hormozi training sessions and coaching lessons that were posted online completely for free and used them to train the model of our choice. This literally gives us custom business advice from an AI model that thinks it's Alex Hormozi. I even built an AI skill that can work in Claude or Codex that gathers all of your business information and generates a full audit report telling you your top constraints as a business and what your action plan is to break through those barriers. If you stick with me until the end of this video, I'll show you where you can download that skill completely for free. My name is Vic. Content is my business. I've gotten over 200 million views across my network of channels, and I've generated millions online as a content creator. I focus on creating AI systems for human content. So if that's what you're looking for, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now, before we get started, full credit obviously goes to Hormozi and his team. They're the ones that have created the content that this skill sources from. Now, Hormozi does have his main YouTube channel with over 4 million subscribers, but his second channel, Hormozi, with only 100,000 subscribers, has thousands of raw videos of him doing live coaching sessions, clips from his business owner interactions, seriously practical advice. And this is the channel that the AI model is trained on. This channel here, Hormozi, is an absolute goldmine. Hormozi himself even says in an interview that this second channel with 100,000 subs earns him more than his main channel with over 4 million. That's how valuable the content on this channel is. So just to be clear, they own the content. All right, this is theirs. On top of that, I got to give credit to Jacob Posel on X. He's actually the one who built this GitHub repo of all of these Hormozi video transcripts. He laid the groundwork for this project, and then I built my skill right beside that as well. So make sure Jacob Posel gets his credit. So before we get into using the skill, kind of just want to explain what it does. So first off, it's going to pull the transcripts from over 2,000 Alex Hormozi videos that don't live locally on your machine. Instead, they live on a GitHub repo that Jacob Posel set up. It's better this way because the full transcripts can live over on GitHub. All of the searching and sifting is done with Jacob's skill. Now, where my skill comes in is how you interact with it. So first off, Claude or Codex, whichever one you use, will collect your business information from you. It can do this one of two ways. The first way would be manually. That's just asking you a bunch of questions and gathering a lot of data from you. This is effective, but it can take a long time. The second way is actually by tapping into your Obsidian vault, or if you use a GitHub repo yourself to store context somewhere else. Since my Obsidian vault has all the information about this channel and the business that runs on the back end of it, I literally just gave it access to all of the context and all the data that I have already stored in my Obsidian vault, making this whole process so much easier. This is definitely the method that I would prefer that you use, just so nothing is missed. So if you have an Obsidian vault, this will work insanely well for you. Next, it looks at what you have going on, and then it references the actual transcript corpus, which is all the data from all the transcripts from over 2,000 Hormozi videos. And it generates a full business audit. Now, the first time I ran it, it was just an MD file and it was super hard to read, and I didn't really like that. So what I got it to build instead is this interactive HTML dashboard. First off, it covers your top 3 constraints. And this is literally my business. So I fed it my Obsidian vault, and this is what it said. Now, currently my sales cycle is going through a bit of a transition. So it's saying we need measurement integrity. We need to make sure our metrics are being tracked moving forward. We need repeatable results in our sales process. And then since we installed a brand new milestone system, we need proof that the milestone system is actually playing out. And then it actually gives us action items, which I can actually check off once I've completed, just to make sure that I am staying in line. And there is so much more in here. Like if you really dive into the details and you dive into what it's telling you, some of these insights are insane. Now, this isn't built into the skill because Notebook LM doesn't have an official API yet. Apparently Google is working on it, but you can take the MD file that gets generated alongside this, which is a report, and give it to Notebook LM and listen to this in a podcast form, which I highly recommend doing. It was so cool. All right, just like every other skill that I've created, you need to use either Claude Code or Codex for this to work because standard ChatGPT and Claude are not designed to write files and read files from your computer, which is required for this skill. So all you do is download the zip and you take the zip file and you drop it into Claude, and you can just ask it to install the skill if it's safe, because I know some people are skeptical about security and you should. So we'll let that run and we'll see what Claude says. It's saying, this is your own Hormozi report back. Claude's probably like, why are you asking me if it's safe, bro? I want to run it as if I just installed it for the first time, Claude. Claude should know by now that I make these videos and I got to give you the full experience. All right, so it's saying it's safe, but I just wanted to show you that it works and how to get it installed. Now that that's done, let's run the skill as if you know nothing about my business. And I'm specifying this because I want to show you the difference between having it tap into your Obsidian vault versus if you don't have an Obsidian vault. So we're going to do if you don't have an Obsidian vault first. And it's saying to me, I will ignore everything I know about Systems by Vic. Like it's playing along. It gets what we're trying to do here. So the interview is going to start like this. It wants to know how we want to build our business profile because it can't just audit nothing, right? So the first option is a rigid interview. It's going to ask us 12 questions in total, one at a time, and I can't skip them. Next would be connected local source. This would actually be if I have an Obsidian vault or I have folders or something with all of my business data in it, and I can just say, go and scan this and just get all the data you need from that. Or if I have some pasted material, maybe in Google Doc, and I'm going to bring it over. This is how I would give it for that. So let's go with the rigid interview number one. And then it's going to ask us, whose business is this report on? My own business, a client's business, or just like a made up test business? I'm going to go with the made up test business. And since it's all dummy data, it's just going to show us what type of data it would have asked us about. I'm not going to sit here and like answer every single question, but I'm going to show you what it would have asked us if this wasn't a test business. Okay. So if it was your own business, it would be wondering, first off, what do you sell and who do you sell it to? Who is your customer? What is the current size of your business? How much revenue you're doing? And what's your business goal in particular? Where do you want to go? How do you acquire customers? What are your main acquisition channels? And what are the metrics that coordinate with them? And with that, how much does it cost for you to get a lead in your pipeline? And then what does the sales process look like metric wise to go from lead to sale? If you have pipeline metrics, like we have a 5% landing page conversion and we have a 10% booking conversion, like this is where you'd give those numbers. And then after the sale happens, what goes on? What does your onboarding look like? What do your milestones look like? How does your offer work? What are the different unit economics that you have in your business? So how much does it cost to actually acquire a customer? How many of them pay in full? And if you have spreadsheets or you have data in Google Sheets or in your CRM, you can literally just export your CRM and just give it to Claude and it will be able to decipher all of this and hopefully come up with these numbers for you if they're not something that you track. But if you don't track these numbers, you're probably going to have the AI tell you that one of your things is that you're not tracking numbers. What is your own constraint that you look at your business and you're like, this is the thing holding me back? It wants to know your perspective as well. What have you already tried to break through that constraint? And what is the decision that you are making right now to try and break through that constraint? So you can see it's going all the way from what does your business look like to how are we breaking through this next barrier? And once it scans through your vault or you answer all these questions, it's going to print out a very similar type of spreadsheet. It's going to let you know the status of each one of these questions. You can see most of them are verified. Some of them are missing. We want to get as many of them verified as possible to give the AI the most amount of data to work with and compare to Hormozi's framework. Now, even for me, there's some fields that I just don't have the data for, and that's okay. Just give it as much as you possibly can. If you're like, I don't have all of this stuff, it's fine. It will still work. It'll still do a great job given what you're going to give it. I'm just going to say confirm this profile. And now it's going to go and compare all of this information with what's in the Hormozi transcripts. And based off of that trained data, it will build our entire business audit like the one that I showed you that it built for me. So while this works, I want to let you know that my team just opened up our calendar. We specifically work with experts or professionals who want to create value with content, but also turn that into a very profitable online business, whether it's through like brand deals or your own custom offer. We're specifically helping those experts build that authority, build that reputation, and also build up that offer and push it into the market. So if you're in the process of doing that and you want us to take a look, and you're also curious how I did that exact thing in under 30 days with this channel that you're watching this video on right now, then you can book a free call with someone on my team who'll be able to take a look into your business and give you some suggestions on where you should go and see if there's a way that we can actually help you moving forward. We're only doing this for a limited time because I can only work with so many people. But if the link is still in the description, then we are still taking calls right now. So jump below, click the link, because we've been booking a lot of these and I don't think they'll last very long. And right in time, the skill is done and it's saved our document right here. So let me just open that in browser. And you can see it is a fully customized business audit, which has identified 3 constraints for this imaginary business. The first one being client retention is too low. The second one being that the owner is both engines. He generates leads and produces content on the channel. Sounds familiar. And there's only one acquisition channel at this level, which is a problem for Hormozi. AI Hormozi does not like that. With a full out action plan, an executive diagnosis, like if you read this alone, you will just understand your business so much better. All of the metrics that it gathered, where the business is actually blocked, not where the business owner thought that it was. And the value here is insane. Honestly, when I did this for the first time and I put it through Notebook LM, like I told you that I did, I genuinely felt like I just paid $50,000 for coaching. It was crazy, the result that I got. And by the beauty of the internet and open sourcing things, you too can do the exact same thing. And as I promised at the start of this video, I'm going to give you the skill that gives you access to what I just did. All you have to do is go over to my free Skool community at skool.com/Vic. We have exploded to over 8,000 members in just under 2 months. And this is where I host all my skills. So you just come over to Classroom, go to AI automations, find the video that we just watched, look through the other ones too, because I do have a lot of gold here. And then once you find the video, come down to the skill, download the skill right here. You just download the file, drop the zip file in Claude like I showed you how to do. Also, while you're here, if you want to learn more about creating content as a human and building a business out of it, I highly recommend watching my free course, Build a Content Empire Using AI, where I talk about things like why creating an AI avatar channel might not be the best idea and how content creators actually make millions. Like, how do they actually make their millions? This video shows you how. But either way, I hope you got value from this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, stay human.